Hi everyone, September is Preparedness Month, and this is your latest video weather briefing. What do we need to prepare for? Well, more warm to hot temperatures are expected for Southern California. This is Alex Tardy, meteorologist with National Weather Service. It's been really nice in terms of the temperatures, even below average over the past few days following the significant heat wave around Labor Day weekend. Okay, what are we here to talk about? We do have some wind that'll affect the mountain passes and desert slopes and also cause elevated fire weather threat. There is a warming trend, though it'll be dry this week. The warmest temperatures will be during the weekend, 6 to 14 degrees above the averages for this time of year. Okay, what about the wind that I'm talking about? The wind will be across the mountain, desert slopes, high deserts, and mountain passes, such as Interstate 8 and Interstate 10, as shown here, where gusts will be over 40 miles per hour in those areas. Elsewhere, it'll be breezy, but wind gusts not exceeding 25 miles per hour in most locations. Because of the wind and the dry fuels, even though it has rained recently in most places, there is an elevated fire danger through the high deserts and mountain passes areas. So if there is a fire ignition early this week, the fires could spread fairly rapidly in those areas as the winds increase, especially during the afternoons and early evenings. What's the weather pattern for this upcoming heat wave? Upper level ridge of high pressure, same and similar pattern to what we saw over Labor Day weekend, just not as strong, not as hot. So it'll settle, though, right over Southern California as shown here on the left. So that's the weather pattern. Jet stream will be well to the north. Dome of high pressure, that's what brings heat waves to anywhere in the country. We also have to keep watch on some weak offshore flow developing, and that is at the surface. Higher pressure behind a storm system in the northern Rockies will settle over the Great Basin, causing some offshore flow this weekend, as noted on the map to the right. And we know what that can do, not only dry out the air mass, it can also weaken and diminish the marine layer and sea breeze, causing really warm temperatures even for coastal areas. What kind of temperatures are we expecting right now? These will change as we go through the week, but we are talking about on Saturday widespread 80s and 90s, with first the deserts really heating up, getting over 100. So it'll feel like downright summer conditions again for our deserts and our inland valleys in the 90s. As we go into Sunday, that could be our hottest day of the next several. We're talking temperatures around 105, 106 in the lower deserts. Temperatures 95 to near 100 in the Inland Empire. And then for coastal areas, we're talking about still in the 80s to temperatures getting into the 90s for inland valleys. So rather hot for the second half of September, especially compared to what we've been dealing with the past few days. Now, the heat risk will increase for the weekend, so outdoor activities should plan accordingly, plenty of water, and also try to avoid the peak of the day and the intense sun still this time of year in September. So most of the heat risk will be across the lower deserts as shaded in orange, but also some coastal heat risk, such as what's shown in northern Orange County. Okay, what kind of numbers are we looking at? On the coast, 80 to 90. So you'll really have to be on the beach to be below 80. The inland valleys and inland Orange County in the 90s, Inland Empire, well, there'll be a range. Some of the cooler spots in the low 90s, and the hottest spots just getting over 100. Now the mountains, 70s and 80s, the high deserts, mid to upper 90s. And don't forget the lower deserts. It's still summer. Well, it is, at least according to the map of September temperatures, 102 to 107. So we're really talking about some dangerous heat developing during the peak of the hours for our lower deserts. Okay, I'll leave you with the outlook for the end of September, at least September 25th through 29th. And it looks like a continuation of warm, not just warm for September, but above average temperatures across the West, including all of California, as shown here. So unfortunately, as we round off September, it looks like above average, in some cases much above average temperatures across the Great Basin and all of California. Check out Weather.gov San Diego for the latest information. On our webpage, we have posted climate and weather forecast information, as well as a point-and-click map where you can get the latest forecast for your local neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.